my name is Luke Clancy, and this is the Cedar Log. But before we get to all those beeps and all those fun things, uh, got a little bit to say. You see, Reese and I, we are actually, we're in college, and life has gotten a little busy for us during everything. So we've actually handed off the recording of this series right now to the rest of the committee, and actually the current chairman of the Unami Lodge History Committee, Kyle. And he and his other co-host, Griffin, are going to take you guys through a little journey of Resica Falls and how it got its name and everything as such. So you guys can sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Hello, I'm Kyle.
And I'm Griffin.
And this is the Cedar Log.
The information for this series on the history of Resica Falls is from Till the Water Falls No More by Michael G. Comfort. Today we will be talking about the pre-camp history of Resica Falls.
In 1955, the Philadelphia and Valley Forge councils had an opportunity to buy some land up in Poconos. The land was owned by Mr. and Mrs. Bryn, and after the passing of Mr. Bryn, his wife was looking to sell the land. A representative of Valley Forge Council went up to inspect the land and took a plane ride to survey the property with Roger Firestone and P.T. Sharples, who was the real estate agent. The total cost of the property was $100,000 for 4,000 acres. This is roughly $960,000 today. Firestone and Sharples each offered to put up $25,000, which is around $242,000 today. It was this generosity that enabled the birth of Resica Falls as we know it.
If we go back to 1840, the story of Resica begins when Jeremy Mackey was the proud owner of the tannery in Broadsville, down by East Stroudsburg. The next year, all his possessions and investments got wiped out by a flood. He decided to relocate in 1846. They moved up to the banks of the Big Bushkill Creek near a place called the Bushkill Falls in hopes of setting up a thriving tannery business.
The tannery was built near the fish pond close to where the picnic area is still today. The tannery was constructed and still unnamed. Now the 11th President Knox got inaugurated, and soon after the Mexican-American War started. The United States accepted Texas as a state despite it being a part of Mexico. This war was sparked on April 25th, 1846.
During the war, the Mexicans had crossed the Rio Grande, but were driven back across after the Battle of Resaca de la Palma. This victory marked the victory against the Mexicans in the territory of Texas and has caused great celebration in the States.
When news of the victory arrived, the folks at the tannery celebrated. Everyone fired their rifles and hooted, hollered, and cheered. In honor of this victory, Mackey named the village Resica, also spelled Resica, R-E-S-I-C-A. This is the origin of the camp's name.
Wow, thank you, Kyle and Griffin, for such interesting facts. But I just want to stop everyone to have a little bit of a sponsored break by the History Committee ourselves. Well, you see, we want to expand our knowledge of Unami Lodge history and Cradle Liberty history and just history and scouting in general. So if you have anything that you'd like to send to us, please feel free to contact us at history@unamilodge.org, or you can go to our Facebook or Instagram, which is History Committee at Unami Lodge, or Unami Lodge History Committee. You can type either of that into Instagram and Facebook and find us. You can also find the video portions of our podcast on those websites if you'd like to have a more video slideshow while we tell you the history of these camps. So thank you. Now back to Kyle and Griffin.
Miller and Mackey bought the property surrounding the Bushkill on December 3rd, 1846. They would accumulate 3,000 acres over the years and become the largest landowner in the area. As business prospered, over 50 men were employed around the tannery.
By 1850, the census showed there were at least 13 tanners around Resica. The business kept growing in the town of Resica, and now the town expanded to include shops, more houses, and even a school.
Mackey's house was situated near the old health lodge. This house became a boarding house known as the Resica Falls House. The last resident in the house was Harry Frankenfield in 1909, which then it burned down around the time of 1917.
And in 1854, Miller and Mackey dissolved their firm because of different business management ideas. After this collapse, Miller's land would be passed into different hands until 1907, when it was passed over to the Resica Realty Company.
Well, folks, that was part 1 of 4 of our Resica Falls series based on Mike Comfort's Till the Water Falls No More. As always, please feel free to check out all of our other series covering Delmont and Hart, and be sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen.
The Cedar Log is a production of the Unami Lodge 1 History Committee. The script for this series was done by Griffin and Reese, audio and editing by Luke, video by Kyle, and hosted by Kyle and Griffin. A special thank you to Michael G. Comfort for letting us use his packet Till the Waters Falls No More.